Sir, very happy morning to all. Sir, in this slot, we are going to start the workbook of CA Inter IDT. In this workbook, my dear lovable students, we have classified every chapter into three categories, which is set A, which comprises of ICAI study material question, set N, RTP and MTP, and set M, past examination question. So in this slot, we will try to complete the ICAI study material question of supply. I am starting with illustration number 1. Sir, Meghraj and Co. wishes to commence the business of supplying ready-made garments within Punjab. Within Punjab in the sense means it's an intra-state supply or interstate supply. And neighboring states of Delhi and Haryana also. That means it is what state supply? Kindly state as to what is the taxable event under GST. Taxable event under GST is the supply. And leviability of CGST, SGST, UTGST, IGST on the same. It depends upon the nature of supply, tax will change. If the supply is a intra-state supply, CGST and SGST has to be collected. And if the supply is a interstate supply, IGST has to be. So taxable event under GST is a supply of what or what or what? Made for consideration in the course or furtherance of. You can write the taxable event under GST is section 7 subsection 1 what A, which is supply includes all forms of supply of goods or services or both, such as sale, barter, transfer, exchange, license, lease, rental or disposal, made or agreed to be made for a consideration by a person in the course or furtherance of. Sir, CGST and SGST will be levied on what state supply? And IGST will be levied on interstate supply. So supply classified into two categories. Supply may be intra-state supply, or if the supply is a intra-state supply, CGST and SGST to be levied. And if the supply is a interstate supply, coming to illustration number 2. Are you comfortable with illustration number 1? Sir, Damodar Private Limited, registered in Delhi, where he has taken registration, is planning to transfer some goods to its branch, registered in West Bengal. So head office is situated in where? Delhi, and branch is situated in without any consideration, so that the goods can be sold from the branch. Sir, these two guys are what person? Related person or distinct person. Company believes that transaction that will be undertaken by it would not qualify as supply as no consideration is involved. Even though no consideration has been involved, we are having exception to 7 subsection 1 what A, clause A, which is covered in 7 subsection 1 clause C, read with schedule 1. Ascertain whether the transfer of goods by Damodar Private Limited to its branch office would qualify as supply or not is the question. Sir, as per schedule 1, we all know that there are 3 schedules are there. Schedule 1, schedule 2 and schedule 3. As per schedule 1, read with 7 subsection 1, supply of goods or services or both between what person? Related person, or between what person? As specified in section what 5? When made in the course or furtherance of business is deemed as what? Even if made without consideration. Sir, in the given case, since the Damodar Private Limited and its branch located in another state are what person? Supply of goods between them would qualify as. Sir, this is not supply as per section 7 subsection 1 what A, but this is supply as per section 7 subsection 1 clause C, read with schedule 1. Comfortable, sir? Clause C, read with schedule 1. Even you can say para 2 also, because para 2 is supply of goods or services or both between related or distinct person as specified in section 25, made in the course or furtherance of business. Are you able to apply the provisions? I am moving into illustration number 3. Prithvi Associates is engaged in supply of taxable goods. They are engaged in supply of taxable. It inquires from its tax advisor as to whether any activity can be treated as supply, even if made without consideration. In accordance with the provisions of GST law, you are required to enumerate such activities, if any, is the question. That means they are supplying taxable goods, my dear lovable students. If they are dealing with the taxable goods without consideration, will it amount to supply or not is the question. Yes, sir. Four things will tantamount to what? Supply. Section 7, subsection 1, what A? Stipulates that supply should be for a and should be in the course or furtherance of business. However, 7, subsection 1, clause C, read with what one? Enumerates the case where activity is treated as what? Even if the same is without what? These are as follows: permanent transfer or disposal of business asset where ITC can be availed on such asset. Are you comfortable? Supply of goods or services or both between related person or distinct person as specified in section 25 when made in the course or furtherance of business. However, if not exceeding 50,000 in value in financial year by an employer to an employee shall not be treated as supply of goods or services or comfortable. Look at the comfort what we are having after revising that much time. The number third one, supply of goods. Before here, because here what will not come? Principal to his agent, where the agent undertake to supply such goods on behalf of the, or by an agent to his principal, where the agent undertake to receive such goods on behalf of the, and what of services? By a person from a related person or from any of his other establishment in the course or furtherance of his business will be treated as. So even though there is no consideration, this 4 activity or transaction will be treated as what? Supply. Are you comfortable? I'm moving into illustration number 4. This is the reason why I always say that revise the provision as much time as possible. When you are thorough with the provision, it is very easy to apply in the workbook, my dear lovable students. Composite supply is treated as supply of that particular what, which attract the highest rate of tax for the purpose of considering tax liability. Examine the validity of the statement. Is the statement right or wrong? Wrong, because that provision is applicable to the mixed supply, not to the. So the statement is not correct. For considering tax liability, composite supply is treated as supply of the what supply? As per what section? Section 8. Section what? It is a mixed supply that is treated as supply of that particular what, which attract the highest rate of tax. Comfortable, sir? Coming to illustration number 5, sir, transfer of title or possession is necessary for transaction to constitute supply of goods. Examine. Sir, if you transfer the title, then only a transaction or activity will be treated as supply of goods. Is it right? Title as well as possession both need to be what? Transfer. For a transaction to be treated as considered as supply of what? In case title is not transfer, title means ownership. Ownership is not. Transaction would be treated as supply of service in terms of schedule 2. What is schedule 2? That means in order to be supply of goods, 2 conditions should be satisfied. You should transfer both the what? Title and also the possession. So if you transfer both title and possession, then only you can say that it's a supply of. In some case, possession may be transferred immediately. But sir, title may be transferred at a what date? Like in case of sale or return basis or hire purchase agreement, such transaction will also be termed as supply of goods in terms of what to? Comfortable, sir? Yes, sir. So in order to be a supply of goods, 2 conditions should be cumulatively satisfied. Number 1, transfer of title and transfer of what? Possession. Fantastic to the core. Sometimes possession now itself will transfer, but the title may be transferred in a future date, like hire purchase or sale, or still it will be treated as. Comfortable, sir? Moving into illustration number 6. Examine whether the following activity would amount to supply under section 7, read with schedule 1. So there is no consideration. You have to tell me whether this will be treated as supply or not. Sulega manufacture having a factory in where? Delhi, and depot in where? Mumbai. So one in Delhi and other in what? Mumbai. Both these establishments are registered in the what state? Separate registration make what person? Distinct person. Finished goods are sent from factory in Delhi to the Mumbai depot without consideration so that the same can be sold from the depot. You tell me whether this will be treated as supply. Yes, sir. Not as per 7 subsection 1, but as per 7 subsection 1. So schedule 1 read with 7 subsection 1 clause C. Right. Inter alia stipulates that supply of goods or services or both between what person or what person as specified in section 25 is supply even without, provided if it is made in the course or further a person was obtained more than what registration, whether in one state or union territory or more than one state, or shall in respect of each such registration be treated as what person as per section 25 subsection 4. In view of the same, factory and depot of Sulega manufacture are what person? Therefore, supply of goods from Delhi factory of Sulega manufacture to Mumbai depot without consideration, but in the course or furtherance of business is a supply under section 7 read with what one? Very comfortable. Coming to the second part. Sir, Raman is an architect in Chennai. Where Raman is situated? His brother, member of the same family, who is settled in London, outside India, is a well-known lawyer. Raman has taken legal advice from him, what of cost, with regard to his what dispute. That means there is an importation of services without consideration from a related or distinct person, but it is not in the. Because of this, it will not be tantamount to what? So schedule 1 read with 7 subsection 1 what see? Inter alia stipulates that import of service by a taxable person from a what person? Located where? Without consideration is treated as what? If it is provided in the course or furtherance of explanation to section 15, inter alia provides that person shall be deemed to be what person? If they are member of the what family? Further, as per section 2 subsection 49, family means spouse and the children of the what person, and parents, grandparents, brothers or sisters of the person if they are wholly or mainly dependent on the. That means spouse and children need not be dependent, then also they are what? Family. But parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters of the person, if they are dependent, then they will be called it as family. Otherwise, they will not be called it as. So, in the given case, Raman has received what of cost? Legal services from his brother. However, in view of section 249 above, Raman and his brother cannot be considered as what person? Because Raman's brother is a well-known what? Very important point, because Raman is not depending the brother, right? So, sir, these guys like spouse and children are relative irrespective of the dependency, whereas parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters will be treated as relative only if they are what? So, first of all, these two guys are not at all related at all. So, however, in view of section 249 above, Raman and his brother cannot be considered as Raman's what? Brother. He is a well-known lawyer and so not wholly or mainly depending on what? Further, Raman has taken what advice from him in what matter and not in the course or furtherance of business. This is the second problem. First problem, first of all, they are not. Second problem, consequently, service provided by Raman brother to him would not be treated as supply under section 7 read with what one? Schedule 1. Comfortable, sir? Moving to the next question, man. Would your answer be different in the above case? The same question. Raman has taken advice in respect of his business unit in what? Chennai. Business unit in what? Chennai. Sir, in the above case, if Raman has taken advice with regard to his business unit, service provided by whose brother? To whom would still not be treated as supply under section 7. Why? Because supply has not been received from under section 7 read with schedule 1, as although the same are provided in the but are provided without what? Consideration. and such service has not been received from a what person. So now you try to match with the provision importation of services without a consideration from a related person or establishment situated outside India made in the course or furtherance of business will only be treated as deemed supply. But here the importation has not been happened from related person or establishment situated. Because of that, it cannot be treated as what supply? Deemed supply. Are you able to appreciate illustration number 6? And my dear lovable students, illustration number 7 is the target. State whether the following supply would be treated as supply of goods or supply of services as per what to. So I will tell you, you have to tell me whether it is supply of goods or supply of services. Renting of immobile property. It's a supply of services. Right answer, man. Goods forming part of business asset are transferred or disposed of by under the direction of person carrying on the business as no longer to form part of those assets. Supply of right, man. It's supply of goods. Transfer of right in goods without the transfer of title in such goods. Because in order to be supply of goods, two conditions should be. There should be transfer of title and also the possession. Sir, now itself possession may transfer, but title may transfer in like sale or return basis or fantastic to the core. The next one, man, the fourth one, transfer of title in goods under an agreement which stipulate that property shall pass at a what date? Upon full payment as the consideration as agreed. This is supply of what? Goods. Because both what and what is transferring? Title and possession is transferring. Whereas possession is transferring now itself, title is transferred on a future date upon payment of what? Fantastic to the course. Shall we move into illustration number 8? Determine whether the following supply would be treated as supply of goods or services as per what to. Temporary transfer or permitting use or enjoyment of any intellectual property right. Supply of any treatment or process which apply to another person goods. Supply of transfer of title in goods. Supply of. Are you comfortable, sir? The goods supplied on what basis will be treated as supply of services. Examine the validity of the statement. True or false? The statement is not correct. Supply of goods on hire purchase shall be treated as supply of goods as there is transfer of title. Sir, at a what date? I'm moving into illustration number 10. Are you comfortable with the supply chapter? Examine whether the activity of what of services in the following independent cases would amount to supply under section what? 7. Miss Srinidhi Kaushik received interior decoration services for a residence located at Bandra, Mumbai from Mr. R of Sydney, Australia. The amount paid for said service is 5,000 Australian dollar. Is consideration there? Consideration not there? If consideration is there, you have to see 7 subsection 1 clause B. You should not see 7 subsection 1 clause C. If there is no consideration only, you should fall in that section. Yes, sir. Importation of services for a consideration, whether or not in the course or furtherance of business is a. So supply under section 7 inter alia includes import of services for a, even if it is not in the. Thus, although the import of service for consideration by Miss Srinidhi Kaushik is not in the course or furtherance of, as the interior decoration service has been availed in respect of residence, it would be amount to what? Sir, they have asked just a question that whether it will amount to what or not. They have not asked a question that whether that supply is a what supply or not. So don't refer the IGST exemption and all. Right from section 7 angle, it will be amount to what? Supply. Because they want just under section 7 specifically mentioned. They have not referred section 11 of the CGST Act or section 6 of the what Act? Second one. Miss Srinidhi Kaushik received interior decoration services for a resident located Bandra, Mumbai from her brother, Mr. Varun, residing in Sydney, Australia, wholly dependent on Miss Srinidhi. Wholly dependent on Miss Srinidhi. That means they are related person. Further, Ms. Srinidhi did not pay any consideration for the said service. For this section 7 subsection 1, clause C will be applicable. Read with schedule 1. Read with para 4. Are you really with me? But you tell me, you have to check whether all the condition has been satisfied. There is an importation of services without consideration from a related person, but it is not in the, because of that condition got affected, it will not be treated as. So schedule 1 inter alia stipulates that import of service by a taxable person from a what person located where without consideration is treated as supply only if it is provided in the course or furtherance of. Explanation to section 15 inter alia provides that person shall be deemed to be what person if they are members of the what family. Further, as per section 249, family means the spouse and children of the what? Parents, grandparents, brothers and sister of the person if they are wholly or. In the given case, Ms. Srinidhi Kaushik has received what decoration service from her? In view of section 2 subsection 49 above, Ms. Srinidhi and her brother shall be considered to be related as Ms. Srinidhi's brother is only what on her. However, Ms. Srinidhi has taken interior decoration services for her what? Residence and not in the course or furtherance of. Consequently, service provided by Ms. Srinidhi's brother to her would not be treated as supply under section 7, read with schedule 1. Comfortable? Are you able to place the provisions in the question? Will your answer change if in the above case, if Ms. Srinidhi has taken interior decoration with regard to her what premises and not a residence? Yes, sir. In that circumstance, it will be treated as right, man. In the above case, if Ms. Srinidhi has taken what decoration services with regard to her business premises, services provided by Ms. Srinidhi brother to her would be treated as supply under section what? Read with what one? As the same are provided in the course or furtherance of business. Because as per para 4, 4 conditions should be satisfied. Condition number 1, there should be importation of services without consideration from a related person or establishment situated outside India, and it should be in the, if these 4 conditions has been satisfied, it will be treated as. I'm moving into illustration number, shall we? Dum Electronics has sold the following electronic items to Akbar retail store. Refrigerator, how many liter refrigerator? Taxable at. Stabilizer for refrigerator, taxable at. LED television 42 inches, taxable at. Split AC 210, taxable at. Stabilizer for AC, taxable at. Dum Electronics has issued a single invoice indicating price of each of the item separately in the same. Separately in the same. Separately in the same. In order to be a mixed supply, it should be for a single price. Are you remembering the definition? So in the given case, items supplied by Dum Electronics are not what bundle in the ordinary course of business. Hence, it is not a composite supply. Therefore, such supply is not a composite supply. Further, although Akbar retail store has paid a composite discount price for these goods, Dum Electronics has not charged a what price. Therefore, said supply is also not a mixed supply. Supply of these goods is therefore supply of what item which are taxable at the what rate applicable to them. That means highest rate of tax as per section 8 of the CGST Act will not be applicable because this is not a composite supply and this is not a very comfortable, sir. I'm moving into illustration number 12. Manikaran, a registered supplier of Delhi, has supplied 20,000 package of how much each to Mukicha gift shop in Punjab. Each packet consists of 2 chocolate, 2 fruit juice and packet of toy balloon. Determine the rate of GST applicable in the given case. Assuming the rate of GST to be as follows. Chocolate, how much percent? Fruit juice bottle. Balloon, how much percent? You tell me, sir, they supplied 20,000 what? Bottle packages, 20,000 packages at a rate of how much each? 30 each. So, is it for a consolidated price? Yes, sir. Single price. First of all, is there any naturally bundle? No, sir. So, this can't be a, since this is not a composite supply, this may be a So as per section 274, mixed supply means two or more individual supply of goods or services or any combination thereof which are made in conjunction with the taxable person for a single price, where such supply does not constitute a supply of package consisting chocolate, fruit, juice bottle and packet of toy balloon is a what supply, as each of these items can be supplied separately and not depend on any other. Further, as per 8b, what is section 8? Tax rate for composite and mixed supply is treated as supply of that particular supply which attract the, just in the given case, supply of package is treated as supply of what? Chocolate, since it attract the, and rate of GST applicable on package is 6 lakh, which means 20,000 packages at the rate of 30 comes to how much lakh? 6 lakh. Into how much percent will be the GST to be levied? Are you comfortable, sir? Are you able to, sir, place the provision into the question? Moving into illustration number 13. Sir, Jagan Engineering Private Limited, registered in Haryana, is engaged in providing maintenance and repair service for heavy steel machinery. For carrying out the repair work, Jagan Engineering Private Limited sent its container truck equipped with items like repair equipment, consumable tool, parts, etc. from Haryana workshop to its own repairing center registered under GST law, located in other state across India, where the client's machinery are being bought and are being repaired. Discuss the leviability of GST on the interstate movement of truck from the workshop of Jagan Enterprise Private Limited in Haryana to its own repairing center located in other state across India. When you read this question, surely this question will be a new question for you. Sir, you will be checking that where I have studied this, because I have not taught you, then how you will study this. It's a very simple, man. This is based upon one circular. What that circular is saying, that first understand what is the situation, then only you'll be able to appreciate and understand what is a circular. For example, sir, ANM Tamil Nadu is there. This is one unit. And one more unit is there called as ANM Kerala. Sir, we are having head office in Tamil Nadu and branch in where? Kerala. Whenever we need service from Tamil Nadu, we will send the service to Kerala. You know how we are sending the service? We are sending the service in a lorry. Inside that lorry, no, every equipment will be there, and that lorry will be ready to, sir, provide both goods and services. For example, if a car has been accident in a road, NH highway, immediately one mobile workshop will come. That mobile workshop, sir, will give the spare parts and also they will provide the services. Hello, sir. So the lorry is going to move from Tamil Nadu to what? Kerala, for the purpose of providing services. Now with this background, you read this question once again, then I will explain you the answer. Jagan Enterprises Private Limited, registered in where? Is engaged in providing maintenance and repair services for heavy steel machinery. For carry out the repair work, Jagan Engineering Private Limited sends it container truck. Container truck means what? Lorry. Equipped with items like, in that lorry, what and all will be there? Repair equipment will be there, consumable will be there, tools will be there, parts will be there, from Haryana workshop to its own what services? Registered under GST law, located in the other state across India. So lorry will travel from one place to what? Another. Inside that lorry, what and all will be there? Equipment will be there, and also service providers will be there, where the client's machinery are being brought and are being what? Repaired. Discuss the leviability of GST on the interstate movement of truck. That means the lorry truck is moving from one state to another state, from the workshop of Jagan Enterprise in Haryana to its own what center located in the other state across. As per section 25 subsection 4, a person who has obtained more than how many registration, whether in one state or union territory or more than one state or union territory, shall in respect of each such registration be treated as what person? We know, sir, when you take multiple registration in multiple places, it will be treated as Schedule 1 of the CGST Act stipulates that conditions where activities are to be treated as supply, even if made how? supply of goods or services between what person? As specified in section 25, when made in the course or furtherance of business is one such activity included in schedule 1 under what 2. However, as per CBIC circular, this circular we have not discussed in class. None of the circular we will discuss in class. We will discuss the circular only if we do the workbook, because in order to understand that circular, you should know the law. Hello, sir. So, however, as per CBIC circular, interstate movement of what mode? Various mode of conveyance, including inter alia what? Truck. Carrying what or what? Or both, or for repair or what? Maintenance. Between what person? As specified in section 25 subsection 4, not involving further supply of such what? May be treated as neither as supply of goods nor as supply of what? So what that circular is saying, that clearly understand what the circular is saying. For example, if two people are distinct person, sir, do you know when two people are distinct person? Yes, sir. When two separate registration has been taken in two separate state, they will be called it as distinct person. So if you are making interstate movement of trucks, interstate movement of what? Trucks. Between these what person? Distinct person. And inside that truck, sir, goods is there, service is there, or both is there. And after providing the services, the truck will come back. The truck will what? That means we are not supplying the truck. We are supplying the goods inside the truck. We are supplying the services inside the truck. That means we are not selling the lorry. We are not selling the lorry. Sir, lorry is just moving from one state to another state between the deemed distinct person under section 25 subsection 4, just to provide the services. That will neither be treated as supply of goods, supply of what? That means for that lorry, no need to pay GST. But inside that lorry, you are having goods is there. Inside that lorry, service is there. If you provide goods out of that lorry, service out of that lorry, that will be liable to what? Sir, the discussion or the circular is saying that for that lorry, GST will not be. For your benefit, I'll read once again. Be with me to get the best benefit. However, as per what circular? CBIC circular. What circular? CBIC. The interstate movement of various modes of conveyance, including inter alia what? Carrying what or what or what? Inside that truck, goods will be there, passenger will be there, both will be there. For what and what? Between what person? As specified in section 25 subsection 4, not involving further supply of such conveyance. This is what very important. Not involving further supply of such conveyance. That means we are not going to supply the truck. We are going to supply the goods or services or both, which is inside the truck. Shall I proceed further? Okay, man. That means this is the condition. Not involving further supply of such what? Conveyance may be treated as neither supply of goods nor supply of what? And therefore will not be leviable to what? IGST. Why they are talking about IGST? Because it's an interstate supply. For interstate supply, IGST will be levied. Applicable CGST, SGST, IGST, however, shall be leviable on what and what? Then for such conveyance, my dear lovable students, sir, inside that truck, material is there, labor is there. If you supply material, labor, for that what will come? GST will come, IGST will come. That is not the discussion. Our question is, for the lorry, GST will come or not is the question. For lorry, GST will not come. Because our intention is not to supply the lorry. Thus, in the given case, interstate what of truck from workshop of Jagan Enterprises Limited, located in where? To its repair center located in other state, is neither supply of goods nor supply of services. Comfortable, sir? So this is based upon one circular. That circular is saying that interstate movement of conveyance, hello sir, will not be treated as supply of the conveyance. It will neither treated as supply of goods nor treated as supply of. As we all know that, my dear lovable students, as per section 7 subsection 2, notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1, activities or transactions specified in or such activities or transactions undertaken by the central government, state government or local authority in which they are engaged as public authority as may be notified by the government on the recommendation of the council shall neither be treated as supply of goods nor be treated as supply of pakasa. So government put a circular saying that this activity or transaction will neither be treated as supply of goods and nor be treated as supply of. I'm moving into illustration number 14. You tell me, are you comfortable, sir? Sir, like this circular will be there, sir. Those circular we would have not discussed in the class. Those circular will be discussing only when we do the workbook, right? Sir, Saravana and Sons wishes to start supplying alcoholic liquor for what consumption? In the state of Tamil Nadu, you tell me, alcoholic liquor for human consumption is a taxable supply or non-taxable supply? Therefore, it applies for license to the Tamil Nadu government for selling, sir, liquor for which the state government has charged specific fee from it. Sir, if a state government has given liquor license, for that, if state government got any consideration, that will neither treat as supply of goods nor treated as. Examine whether, sir, the grant of alcoholic liquor license by Tamil Nadu government to Saravana and Sons qualify as supply. You tell me whether it will be qualified as supply or not. Service by way of grant of alcoholic liquor license by what government? Have been notified to be treated neither as supply of goods nor as supply of what? Such license is granted against consideration in the form of what fee? Or application fee or by whatever. Thus, in the given case, grant of alcoholic liquor license by the Tamil Nadu government to Saravana and Sons is neither supply of goods nor a supply of. Because of that, you are not liable to pay GST. You know one thing, my dear lovable students, these are the 14 illustration which has been given in ICAI study material. I have not solved any my own question. I have solved the ICAI study material. Are you able to appreciate or understand? Only one circular extra we have discussed. You don't worry about that. Inter-movement of what? Conveyances between the distinct person will neither treated as supply of goods nor treated as. From this chapter, in the coming slot, we'll be talking about the RTP MTP question. RTP May 2018 question, illustration number 1. Like that, we'll be solving RTP and MTP. Man, only one question, 2 questions are available for RTP and MTP from supply chapter. That will be solving in the coming slot. Then we'll be solving set number M, which is past examination November 2018 question. Like, so some examination they have asked supply. Sir, this is what? Only 5 questions are there. So once we done in that third slot, our supply will comes to an. Are you comfortable, sir? Are you all really with me, sir? Have a revision, proper revision of our compiler, man. How much time you are revising our compiler, that much comfort you will be getting. Hello. I'm with you from your heart. Anybody is there? Where is a graph? Sir, very, very, very happy morning to all. So we have done set A of supply. We are moving into set N, which is RTP and MTP. Only 2 questions are available, man. Actually, this question we have done in the class itself, Sahab sales. Are you remembering? Which is there in our compiler. Sahab sales an AC dealer in Janakpuri, Delhi. Needs 4 AC for his newly constructed house in S Enclave. If you don't know to read how, you have to read it like this. Therefore, he transfer 4 AC on which ITC has already been availed by it. That means they have availed the what? ITC from its stock for the said purpose. Examine whether the said activity amounting to supply under section 7 of the CGST Act. Further, a Janakpuri resident, the second part of the question, Akash approached Sahab sales. He sold an AC to Sahab sales for how much? 5,000. Akash had bought the said AC 6 months before for his residence. The sale of the AC by Akash to Sahab sales amount to supply under section 7 of the what Act? CGST Act. So my dear lovable students, they're starting from the base. Section 7 of the CGST Act stipulates that in order to qualify as what? Supply. Supply should be of goods or services or both. Supply should be made in the for the schedule 1 of the CGST Act illustrate the activity to be treated as supply even if made without consideration. One such activity is permanent transfer or disposal of business asset where ITC has been on such asset. That is, said activity is to be treated as what? Supply, even if made without consideration. In view of the said provision, permanent transfer of AC by Sahab sales from its stock for what use? At its residence, though without consideration, would amount to what? Supply. Because even though there is no consideration, permanent transfer of goods without consideration where ITC has been availed should be treated as. However, sale of AC by Akash to whom will not qualify as supply under section 7 of the CGST Act, as although it is made for a consideration, but it is not in the course or furtherance of. Because for Akash, it is not in the course or furtherance of business. Akash is not a AC dealer. Only Sahab Sales is a AC dealer. So for Akash, it is not in the course or furtherance of business. Coming to illustration number 2, shall we? This is a past MTP November 2018 question. Raman is an architect in Chennai. His brother, who is settled in London, is a well-known lawyer. Sir, Raman has taken legal services free of cost with regard to his what dispute? First of all, Raman is not at all, sir, his brother is not at all a point number 1. Number 2, it is not for in the course or furtherance of business, it is for family dispute. Examine whether the said activity would amount to supply under section 7. Redwick schedule 1 of the what act? Would your answer be different if the above case Raman has taken advice in respect of his what unit in Chennai? Still it will not be treated as supply because he has not received supply from. Sir, enjoy every line, every word. Schedule 1 of the CGST Act inter alia stipulate that import of service by a taxable person from a dash person located outside India without consideration is treated as what? If it is provided in the course or what of business? Furtherance of business. Explanation to section 15 inter alia provides that person shall be deemed to be what person? If they are the members of the what family? Further, as per section 2 subsection 49 of the CGST Act, family means the spouse and what of the person? The parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters of the person. If they are wholly or mainly dependent on the. In the given case, Raman has received what of cost? What services? From his brother. However, in view of section 249 clause 2 above, Raman and his brother cannot be considered to be, because Raman brother is a well-known lawyer and not wholly or mainly dependent on whom. So they are not at all a what person? Related person. Since they are not at all a related person, my dear lovable students, importation of services only from a related person or from establishment situated will be treated as supply, deemed supply. So in the above case, if Raman has taken advice with regard to his what unit? Service provided by Raman's brother to him would still not be treated as what? Supply under section 7 of the Redwick schedule 1, as although the same are provided in the course or furtherance of such service has not been received from a what person? Very comfortable, sir. We are moving into the past examination question. How? From chapter what? Supply examination they are testing. State whether the following supply would be treated as supply of goods or supply of service as per what to? You tell me renting of immobile property. Transfer of right in goods without transfer the title. Because in order to be supply of goods, 2 conditions should be. Number 1, there should be transfer of and also works contract services. Supply of temporary transfer or permitting or use or enjoyment of any intellectual property right. Supply of Sale of personal car to a dealer. Not a supply because it is not in the, not a supply as the same is not in the course or business. Sir, sale any treatment or process which is applied to another person goods. Supply of transfer of title in goods. We are assuming that even what also transferred, possession also transferred. Hence, it is a supply of. Okay, sir. Shall I move into illustration number 2? Examine the service provided way of tolerating non-performance of a contract and its chargeability under the provisions of what Act? GST Act. Sir, whether if you are doing something, it will be treated as a supply. If you are not doing something, that will also be treated as a non-performance of contract is the failure to fulfill the obligation under a what? Contract. It is generally one of the conditions stipulated in any contract for supply of what or what? Meaning, man, the agreement entered into between the parties stipulate that both the service provider and service recipient abide by the terms and condition of the what? If two people are entering into a contract, we'll having an assumption that both the service provider and service recipient will abide the conditions of the contract. In case any of the parties breach the contract for any reason, including what of the contract, then such person is liable to pay damages in the form of fine or penalty to the what party. My dear lovable students, if the other person has not, sir, followed the contract, he is supposed to pay fine or penalty. Now, whether that is supply or not. Tolerating what of a contract in lieu of damages or fine is a supply under section 7 of the what Act. And it is made for a consideration by a person in the course or furtherance of what? Because if you are doing something, it is a supply. If you are not doing something, that is also a. If you are not doing something and if I am tolerating that act, that means I am providing a supply of service. For that only you are paying consideration by way of fine or liquidated. Sir, classified as service. Further, tolerating non-performance of contract is a supply of service in terms of section 7. Read with what to? If you check schedule 2, my dear lovable students, there is one specific clause or item saying that tolerating an activity, non-performing an activity should be treated as supply of conditional exemption. However, in case of supply to government, non-performance of contract by supplier of service for which consideration in the form of fine or what damages is exempt from GST. This will be studying in section 11 of the CGST Act. In that, we'll be discussing S stands for Sarkar. Service provided by the government by way of tolerating an act for which the consideration has been paid by way of fine or liquidated damages are exempt from. Fantastic to the core. Are you all comfortable, sir? Question number 3 is the target. Examine whether the following activity would amount to supply under the GST. I will tell you activity or transaction number 1 and 2. This is a May 2022 question. You have to tell me whether that amount to what or not supply or. Glory Limited is engaged in manufacturing and selling of cosmetic product. Seva Trust, a charitable organization, approached Glory Limited to provide financial assistance for its what activity? Glory Limited donated a sum of 2 lakh to Seva Trust with a condition that Seva Trust will place a hoarding at the entrance of the trust premises displaying picture of the product sold by what limited? That means you tell me, is a charitable trust has provided, sir, any advertisement activity? Yes, sir. That means it will treated as supply. Sir, an activity qualify as supply under what? Only if it is for a what? And if it is in the course or donation received by the charitable organization are treated as only when there is an obligation on the part of the recipient of the what? To do anything, since in the given case, display of products sold by donor, that is whom? In charitable organization premises aims at advertising or promotion of its what? Business. It's a supply for what? In the course or furtherance of business and thus qualify as supply under the what law? Comfortable, sir? Second part of the question, man. Mr. Swami of Chennai is working as a manager with what bank? He consulted Mr. Jacob and Company of London and took its advice for buying a residential house in Mumbai, and paid them consultancy fee of 200 UK pound for this importation of services. Sir, this is an importation of services with the consideration. So it should fall under section 7, subsection 1. Comfortable, sir? Supply includes importation of services for a whether or not in the course or furtherance of business. Thus, in the given case, importation of service by Mr. Swami amounting to supply, although it is not in the course or furtherance of business. Comfortable, sir? Moving to illustration number 4, which is a May 23 past examination question. List 5 activity or transaction specified in what 3? What is schedule 3? Of the CGST Act, which shall be neither treated as supply of goods nor treated as supply of. Detailed explanation is not required. 7.2 supply excludes read with schedule 3. Sovereign functions of the government. Sovereign functions of the government means statutory function entrusted to a municipality and statutory function entrusted to a panchayat are neither supply of goods nor supply of actionable claim other than legal fee collected by court or post, that is government or constitutional and nominated holding a post, holds a post. Hello, sir. Employee to employer in the course of what? Death related like funeral, burial, mortuary or crematorium and transportation of deceased from one place to what? Sales in what sea? High seas. That is sales before import. Liquor license by the what government? Outside the country, what of goods? Warehouse goods sold under the what? Customs. These items are neither supply of goods nor supply of. Very comfortable. Examine whether the following activity would be treated as supply under what law. So you have to say, this is a November 23 question. These 2 activities or transaction will amount to supply or not. Mr. Sonu from Chandigarh purchased a water cooler from Malhotra Bros of H for rupees 25,000. To donate it to a temple situated in H. Mr. Sonu directed M to engrave the word on the water cooler donated by Mr. Sonu from Chandigarh and dispatch the water cooler directly to the what? Temple. It's a different transaction. Sir, you are going to a shop and you are buying some water cooler and you are donating that water cooler to the temple and you are saying to the shop owner specifically that please mention your name. That means you are getting some advertisement, right, sir? Donation which are conditional. That is obligation on the supplier to do something is treated as what? And if display of name gives business advantage to the donor, then it is a supply under section 7, subsection 1. If Sonu is also like A&M, if I am, sir, contributing something, if I am doing something, that is a business advantage to the A&M classes, right? In the same way, if Sonu is also having a business, my dear lovable students, and by putting his name, if he is getting some advantage, then it will tantamount to what? Supply. In this case, Mr. Sonu donating to temple what cooler? With engrave of words donated by Mr. Sonu from Chandigarh does not give what advantage? To the donor. Therefore, it is not a supply under section 7, subsection 1. Because, sir, it is written only in his personal name, but not on the business name. So, there is no business advantage to the Sonu. So, we can say that there is not a supply. Shall we come to the next one? Vesco Limited, a registered person in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, having head office located in where? Singapore, received management consultancy services what of cost? From its what office? Head office. We know that head office and branch are distinct person or related person, right? Yes, sir. Even though without consideration, if it is in the course or will be treated as per section 7, subsection 1, what see? Importation of services from related person or another establishment without consideration in the course or is what? In this case, Vesco Limited receiving consultancy service from which office? That is another establishment is import of services, therefore taxable under section 7, subsection 1. With this, we can say that we are through with the supply both the ICI illustration, RTP, MTP and past examination question, my dear lovable students. After listening to this, what you are supposed to do is you have to go back to the compiler. Revise that compiler from start till the end once again. Then when you study the provisions again, now your mind will say that how that things will be tested in examination. Okay, fine. This point I have to press. For example, definition of family. So many places they are asking. Hello, sir. Yes, sir. So when you revise that provision once again, now only you will be able to appreciate and understand that in a better way. I believe that you are very comfortable. I am with you, sir. From your heart, anybody is there? Where is a grand clap?